Since you've had a stable live band for a number of years, have you ever considered recording a studio album with all live members of Tiger Lou? Asked by Dominic van Abbe. I would say, had I been asked this question a couple of weeks ago, probably no. But since we a couple of weeks ago recorded 2 songs live in the studio, now my answer is yes, definitely. I would love to do that. And I've always loved the fact that I get to finish my vision of a song in the studio, because I have a very, very clear image of how I want everything to sound and so forth. So it's always been interesting to finish that vision and then coming into our jam space and remodeling the song together as a band, as any normal band would. And a lot of the songs have changed over the years, from playing them live. So it would be really interesting, I think, partly to record old songs in a new version, but also maybe do the next album, at least half of it, with the rest of the band as well.
For me, I would probably have to say that one of the high points in the Tiger Lou journey had to be the 2008 US tour that we did. Going to the US and play has always been, a childhood dream. Of course, I think for everyone who's, at least for us growing up in Sweden and sort of idolizing American culture and everything that comes with that stuff, it was really great to be able to go over there and play. We started in New York and played, I think, around 10 shows in 2 weeks, traveling down to Austin in Texas. We went by van, so we drove a lot and saw a lot, and just experienced the upsides and downsides of the US. I think it was a great experience and a lot of fun, of course. And ending up in Austin playing the South by Southwest Festival, the last thing we did, was also a great experience. Lovely festival in all ways. So I would say that one of the high points, at least for me personally, would be the US tour we did. And when it comes to the low points, I don't know. It's really hard. I don't think that playing with Tiger Lou is hardly any like downsides or low points. But I don't know. We played this. Maybe that's for me personally again. But this summer we played a festival in Sweden called Propaganda, and I was kind of sick. I got a cold and got a fever, and we played the show. And afterwards, as always, you have a couple of beers and you smoke a lot of cigarettes and blah blah blah. And the next day I ended up with pneumonia. So I didn't feel that well after that. So that was kind of a low point, I guess, for me personally. But it's all good. It was worth it. Absolutely. Cool. Bye.
Which song do you think is the best Tiger Lou song? That's tricky. Maybe I can pick one for each album. I think the first one, my favorite, is The War Between Us. Second one, The Loyal, my favorite is probably Until I'm There. Partial Print, So Demure. And then on the new one, I would say, the last song, So Many Dynamos. Actually, we were supposed to record that one on The Loyal. It's been around forever. We've been rehearsing it and jamming it in our rehearsal space and on sound checks, but somehow it didn't make it to Loyal. It didn't make it onto Partial Print, and then Rasmus rewrote it a bit, and then we recorded that one in Los Angeles, and now made it onto the new album. And it's my favorite song.
what is the new album about, and what inspired you to do this new album, even when a partial print seems like a farewell? Good question. I think the easy answer is that a partial print was in fact a farewell, but only a partial farewell. And the whole theme of the new record is about a person who loses his or her love of their life, and leaves their hometown. They stay away for a number of years, and then they return, and they kind of, they rekindle with all their friends, past lovers, family, and so forth. And it just, quite quickly became pretty apparent that, that's what we're doing as well in a lot of ways. So it feels like a very natural theme, and it was easy to write and easy to connect to that feeling while writing the lyrics for this album.
Okay. Question is, have you ever recorded a song but not released it due to it not sounding Tiger Lou enough? We've done that twice. The first was a song that was on a demo that I got from Rasmus when Tiger Lou was started in the very beginning in 2003. It was basically the first EP, but it had one extra song called "A Room with a View," and it wasn't supposed to be on the EP, and it never ended up on the EP. But I borrowed it, that CDR I got from Rasmus, to Eric, bass player Eric, and he promised me he wouldn't put it in his computer and he wouldn't put it online or anything. But then there was this, at the time there was a lot of softwares like Kazaa, LimeWire, and all this stuff, and by mistake it ended up in his shared folder and it spread. So it's on YouTube. You can find it online, and it was never supposed to be released. So that one, and then actually one song on the new album called "Every Battle Alike." This shuffly little tune that it just didn't sound Tiger Lou enough. So maybe it'd be rewritten in the future, but it didn't make it.
Unfortunately, I don't think we will ever go to Australia to play, which is a shame. We'd love to go, of course. We're always up for visiting new countries that we haven't played in, of course, but I don't think we have any management, and I don't think we have anyone who can make it happen for us. So it's up to you guys to try to get us over there, and we'll absolutely do it if possible. But for now, maybe your best chance is to go either to Sweden or some other countries to catch Tiger Lou playing live. Peace.
If you could go back in time and change one thing about yourselves, your lives, choices you've made, etc., what would that be? I think it ended up pretty well. I would probably not put one of the old Tiger Lou songs in my shares folder, but and then the usual answer, like go back and kill Hitler, but nah, I think we're pretty pleased with how it ended up and where we are, so wouldn't go back and change it.